The 30th anniversary of Legend of Zelda being released in Japan just passed. It was February 21st, 1986. If you didn't know, it's not, I'll say often forgotten, but it was released originally on the Famicom Disk System with different music slightly, a different music track slightly.
Yeah, Zelda 2 is Zelda 2, for instance, has a way different intro.
Yeah.
Well, slightly different intro.
And on the Famicom version, you have some remnants that you see. For the most part, they're 99.9% the same games as when it was converted over to the NES, except it still came on, dislikes noise. The one freaking peanut butter and jelly character, I forget the little guy, because he used to blow in the microphone to stun him. And that was taken out, but they didn't take out, the wording for that in the game. Other than that, though, the games are exactly the same games. So 30 years, I mean, we talk about this on the video game years, why it's such an important game. So I don't want to go over it that much, but just real quick, it really established on consoles the idea of having an open world adventure game, and really sort of for the first time. Remember, not many people in 80 when it came out in the U.S. in '87, not many people had a computer yet.
Sure. So
this is their first time playing a game like that. That wasn't like you couldn't play something in the arcade like Legend of Zelda, obviously.
Right.
So it really expanded the idea of what a video game is to many, many people. Yes, there were games with an open world, RPGs like Ultima. On the PC years before, but those were a lot more simplistic in terms of the art styling. So this was colorful, graphical. The same reason why Super Mario Brothers is an important game, because it had a whole world you could sort of see and identify characters with, and that's the same with Legend of Zelda.
For me, just to talk about some memories with Zelda, the thing is like, I don't dislike Zelda. It's never grabbed me the way it grabs other people. That said, like Link's Awakening is one of my favorite Game Boy games, probably one of my favorite games of all time. And I do like other entries in the series, like Zelda 2 particularly, and Wind Waker. What I remember about Zelda was it's one of the 1 and 2 they're some of the only games I can remember actively enjoying watching. That were adventure games. I'm not talking like fighting games or racing games or wrestling games or whatever where you can get behind your friends and stuff like that. But this was when my parents were playing video games, and the copy of Zelda 2 that I have is technically my father's, and the Zelda 1 it might be mine. But I used to sit there and watch them play it all the time, and I was enthralled. And I don't know why I didn't jump in. Maybe because I sucked at games, but I loved watching my dad and my mom play through and seeing new areas. I remember for Zelda 2, they had a binder where they drew maps for the palaces in Zelda 2, and even though I may not play every Zelda game or be the biggest fan, it definitely does hold a place in my heart for memories like that.
Yeah, it was interesting. I always go back to the time where we brought the game home. I think it was Kitty City, because why wouldn't it be? Because Kitty City rules. And I was with my sister, and we both picked out the game. And I forget why we picked it out at the time. I'm trying to remember, because remember, this is before Nintendo Power was even out. I had Legend of Zelda before
it looked fancy.
Nintendo Power. Because Nintendo Power was the summer of '88, and I think I got Legend of Zelda, I want to say either right at that time or right before it. And I had a free Fun Club issue.
Mm-hmm.
I had that before, but I'm not sure Legend of Zelda was in that final Fun Club issue. So anyway, so we picked out the game. It was gold. It looked cool. It just seemed like, I hate to say it, when you turn that game on for the first time, you got a feeling, like this sort of feeling like this is something special.
Sure. Yeah, no, absolutely.
When you let it run, we used to always let the games run for the demo screen or whatever. And when
I love the demo screen in Zelda 1.
And it starts scrolling. It turns dun, 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 dun. And then the music is obviously epic. It's one of the best soundtracks on the NES. It was one like 5 different songs. And then it scrolls down and you get this story. And then the game also comes with the fold out map, which has the story in there too. And in the manual about Impa, and then comes across Link and she's dying or whatever, and save the princess, get the Triforce. And it really, like, the effort they put into that alone, having the drawn out character graphics in the map and in the manual, like, they really were banking on this being something special. They knew they had something here.
Oh yeah,
because even Super Mario Brothers didn't have any of this stuff, or any of these extras that Legend of Zelda did. The Super Mario Brothers manual is sort of, there's cute little drawings, but it's nothing special.
I love the cute little drawings.
They're cute though. Yes, they're cute. Like the strategy about how to hop on.
Yeah, that's the one that I always remember, where to get the extra points.
The Legend of Zelda is like the first, like, is it within reach? Oh, thank God it's within reach. The manual's freaking big. for
yeah.
an NES game.
Hmm?
This was 45 pages.
Full color artwork, right?
Full color artwork. 45 pages for an early NES game. There's not many. Most NES manuals are like 7 pages, 8 pages. And yeah, and there are ones that are huge RPGs, but this is, remember, an 87 game. You had every single description of all the different items, all the different weapons. So when you were a kid and you haven't played much video games before this, or this is one of the first NES games you have, and you're playing a game like frickin' Goonies 2 in comparison. I know you like Goonies 2.
I do.
And when you come across a game like this, where you're like, wow, I got to learn what's a labyrinth and how that's different than the overworld, and just learning that there's 2 different game modes in a game. When most games were like, okay, single screen games, or you walk across, you're playing Kid Ninja, you walk across, you kill a boss, go next. This is an entirely different game experience.
Yeah,
entirely different. That I think we take for granted nowadays. Even has to tell you how to get to the first labyrinth. Is Link's found the bridge. Cross the bridge to the Eagle Labyrinth.
Yeah, let us hold your hand just a touch.
Yeah,
so you get a little.
Here's the map for how to get to the second level, because otherwise you're not used to playing a game like this. And here's the map, which is my originally. This is the original one I had as a kid, where I wrote down. I remember the empty spaces. Like, there's where the letter is. There's where the heart is. Look, I even did a little mountain. See how cute? Look at cute 7-8-year-old Pat.
When that is
adorable I am.
When I hate it because we lost it. When we were still at the original Luna location, someone traded in a boxed copy of the game, and it had the map in it. And someone had gone through with colored pencils and as accurately as they could have filled in the entire rest of the map. But it was full of holes and falling apart, so we very carefully taped it to the wall because it was super cool.
This has tape on. I should probably redo this.
So, I mean...
What's funny about this is that this survived, this map, because I sold all my NES games when I was a teenager away, and for some reason, this map was within a bunch of random toys. Just this map alone. None of my NES, so this survived, my original map. Because I didn't write in any of the manuals, but I did write on this, so I'm glad that this survived. Because that would have upset me. Because I did like arrows towards, okay, this is where the Beluga is. He's like here in this square. Anyway, so it's a magical game. Happy 30 years, and we're looking forward to finally on the NX. It's supposed to come out later this year. The new Legend of Zelda. Actually, no, on the Wii U, but maybe on the NX as well. We'll see.
Maybe a different one.
Oh.
Who knows?